History tells us a comforting story, that wealth is earned, that success follows rules, that the richest people simply played the game better. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Some of the world's largest fortunes were not built by following the system. They were built by breaking it, not with masks or guns, but with laws quietly rewritten, loopholes left open on purpose, rules enforced selectively. This is not a story about jealousy or hatred of success. This is a story about how the rules themselves changed and who benefited when they did. So here's the question. If the rules are broken, but only for some people, is the system failing? Or is it working exactly as designed? The myth of fair markets. For most of modern history, capitalism sold one promise: equal rules, open competition, reward for productivity. The idea was simple. If you work harder, if you innovate, if you take risks, you rise. But when we look closer at financial history, another pattern appears. The largest fortunes don't emerge during stability. They emerge during chaos, crashes, wars, deregulation waves, moments when rules are rewritten fast and quietly. In 1980, the top 1% owned about 22% of U.S. wealth. Today, they control over 30%. Meanwhile, wages barely moved. Same workers, same effort, different outcome. So, what changed? Not ambition, not intelligence, the rules. How broken rules create fortunes. Think of the economy like a board game. Most players follow printed instructions, but a few players sit close to the rulebook. They help write it. Broken rules don't look like crime. They look like exceptions. Tax codes with footnotes, regulations with exemptions, bailouts labeled emergency measures. Take leverage. For ordinary people, debt is dangerous. Miss one payment? Penalties arrive immediately. But for large institutions, debt becomes a weapon. Borrow cheap. Buy assets. Lobby regulators. Repeat. If the bet fails, losses are socialized. If it succeeds, profits are privatized. This is not corruption in the movie sense. No envelopes, no dark alleys, just policy and timing. When the system showed its hand, in 2008, the illusion shattered. Banks took massive risks. They packaged bad loans. They sold them as safe. When the system collapsed, something remarkable happened. Millions lost homes. Pensions evaporated. Unemployment exploded. But the architects of the collapse, they survived. More than that, they recovered faster than everyone else. Governments stepped in. Central banks injected trillions. Interest rates dropped to near zero. Assets rebounded. Stocks, real estate, corporate equity. Who owned those assets? Not the average worker. The wealthy emerged stronger, not because they predicted the crisis, but because the rules changed after it happened. Emergency rules, temporary rules, rules that somehow never fully went away. The modern billionaire era. Today's billionaire class is different from the past. Not factory builders, not inventors alone, but financial engineers. They master tax arbitrage, regulatory timing, political access. Some pay lower tax rates than teachers. Some borrow against assets to avoid selling. No sale, no tax. Wealth compounds quietly. Meanwhile, everyday people face rising rents, stagnant wages, higher debt. The game didn't stop being played. It stopped being balanced. And here's the most dangerous consequence. When people believe success is rigged, trust collapses. In markets, in institutions, in democracy itself. History shows us what comes next. Polarization, anger, instability. Not because people hate wealth, but because they hate unfairness. The unsettling truth. This story has no villain with a face, no single mastermind, just a system that rewards those closest to power. The truth is simple. Billionaires didn't break the rules alone. The rules broke for them. Quietly, legally, repeatedly. And unless those rules change, the next crisis will do the same thing as the last. Transfer pain downward, transfer wealth upward. History doesn't repeat, it compounds. So here's the real question. If wealth is built on broken rules, do we fix the system? Or do we just accept that the game was never fair? Tell me what you think.